Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Marcus Speaks. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, the very podcast that gives you everything as far as trending topics and other random things. Once again, I welcome you here to my show. I'm just going to go over some brief promotions, and then after that, we're going to get right into the show. So, once again, let me just welcome you here to Marcus Speaks. If you could, please like this video, share this video to your family, friends, co-workers, your social media. Please get out the word because podcasts travel word of mouth. So please do me that big favor and do that one solid for me. Also, and could you please, if you are new here, subscribe, hit the bell icon all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live or when I post a pre-recorded video. As I said, please go ahead and subscribe. But if you haven't already downloaded the Rumble app, please do me that one favor. Hit the Rumble link in the description box. Once you do that, please follow me over there on Rumble because I believe I need like 15 more subscribers over there, so I can start streaming live over on Rumble. Haven't really thought of doing a kick. Probably won't. But other than that, but if you could just go to Rumble and subscribe to me because I want to start talking to you guys. So with that being said, before we get there, this here podcast comes on every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can, like I said, subscribe to me. Hit that bell icon to all. And Marcus Speaks Play, which is my gaming stream that I do. That is to be announced. Working out some bugs with my my capture card. Once I get that all running and I've been working on it for like a month now, trying to get everything right, trying to get the colors good, saturation good, so I don't have to keep messing with it. So once I announce that, you will see it posted as the what do they call it? The title screen. that very top bar that's on my channel. When you click into it, you'll see it. Um, so I'll update that, and also, if you could, please don't forget to come and check me out on those days. Haven't yet determined the time for Saturday for Marcus Speaks Play, but every Friday you can catch me at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will say check your local listings, but hey, this is YouTube. Anyway, if you want to come up and talk to me, you can. There's a live link posted in the live chat. Please do yourself a favor, keep the conversation going. Don't veer off talking about other stuff. Stick with the conversation, with the topics that I will be presenting to you guys tonight. But like I said, if you want to come and talk to me about any of the topics that I talk about tonight, you can hit that link, or you can hit the call-in number, which is 302-283-9791. Once again, I repeat, 302-283-9791. Now, phone lines aren't open yet. Please wait for me to tell y'all that the lines are open. Please call. And that is also pinned with the link in the live chat. But when doing a show like this and, not knowing who I'm going to be speaking with, there are some rules that you have to follow once you hit the link, or if you call in with the call-in number. So, first two rules are for the link. That is, you must be on camera at all times. That means once you hit that link, once you pair your microphone and your camera up, please do yourself a favor. Please stay quiet because I have to control your sound once you get back here. You can't mute yourself. I have to do that. So, with that being said, please do yourself a favor. Please be on camera at all times. That's here on the backstage, and if you want to be on camera to the public. But if you don't, that's fine. Just call the call-in number or whatever. But if you feel as though that the link is a means is a quicker way to get to me. If you don't want to be on camera, there is a question back here. Do not make it a conversation here in my private chat. Let me know your name and your answer, yes or no. That's all I need, so I can further accommodate you from there. All right. And the last rule applies to both the link and the phone number, and that is, please mute all background noise, please. That means if you have me on your phone, tablet, computer, TV, please do yourself a favor, mute me, and then come up, all right? Or if you have a barking dog, screaming children, your walls are made of paper, and I can hear everything that goes on the outside, please find a nice secluded spot in your house so we can hear each other, all right? I'm trying to run at least a semi-professional show here, so, at least you can do that by accommodating me so I can accommodate you. All right. And the last thing I just have to ask you once again, and that is, please like this video, subscribe, and share this to your social medias, friends, family, and co-workers if you like them. Like as I said, podcast travel, word of mouth. All right. Now, with that being said, I like to play videos when I do my hair podcast. You guys are new here. I like to play videos. It helps me further my point of what I'll be talking about with every topic. Also, every article that I will be presenting tonight, as far as goes with the topic, all articles have been altered from its original state due to plagiarism. So, I'm not trying to get in trouble for that. So, all articles have been altered from its original state, but the videos and articles are accredited in the description box, okay? So if you want to go and read the article in its original form, just highlight it, go to Google, and it should show up, all right? So with that being said, I have to follow YouTube rules. That's terms of service and community guidelines, and also the laws. So I will be allowing you guys to know exactly what fair use is. If you don't know what fair use is, well, this is exactly what fair use is. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, everybody, that is fair use, right? So, I would do short banter, but I don't have it tonight. We are going to get straight into the topic. So tonight's topic, if you haven't already seen the thumbnail, it is of. Give me 1 second, so I can get things straightened out on my end, so you guys can know exactly what's going on. So, if you guys don't know exactly what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about tonight, I am speaking of none other than Brother Polight. Let's get some music going up in here. Do I still got music playing? I do. None other than Brother Polight. If you guys don't know who Brother Polight is, let me give you just a brief description of who he is. Brother Polight, a figure known for his motivational speaking and author role, has gained prominence in the public eye. He projects an image of being pro-black and conscious, advocating for empowerment, and an image of being pro. Hold on, I said that already. And enlightenment within the African American community. However, a notable aspect of his online presence often revolves around conspicuous displays of wealth and entourage of women. With multiple wives and frequent images featuring him alongside women on his Facebook page, Brother Polight's persona appears to intertwine his messages of empowerment with a lifestyle that draws significant attention and discussion. Right? So, that's who Brother Polight is. I also have some background knowledge. I first got introduced to Brother Polight on a YouTube channel, which is still up today, called Sonetta TV or Sonetta Studios. Back then, Sonetta had like multiple channels. I think he had like maybe three, and then alongside of that, within the conscious community, Brother Polight also would frequent another YouTube channel I used to watch for, just to get some black empowerment content. Another defunct YouTube channel, which is Black and Note Bell. I believe you can dig in their archives if they still have their channel up. You can see him up there as well. But the very first time I got introduced to Polight was when, um, he was on Sonetta TV. At the time, he only had one wife. I believe his first wife's name is Aminette. And when I saw him, I think he was wearing a blue shirt, some jeans, and I believe some J's he had on in the video. Along with like a koofy looking hat. So basically, his introduction to the black community was him speaking on various topics with Sonetta. Sonetta had found out about him by way of another lecturer, and they linked up. They, had conversation about black empowerment, black consciousness, and the black diaspora. So with that, Brother Polight further explained what he felt on those topics, and he gave his spiel on that. So that's not why you guys are here today. You guys are here today because I did how many? I think I did like maybe 2 videos on him where he was a topic of discussion on this here podcast. So Brother Polight has been in some legal trouble for the past 2 years. Brother Polight has, shockingly, to some who don't know his background, uh, as far as what he tells it, he is a Crip superior. That's what he said that he was when he first met Sinetta. He was a Brooklyn Crip, and I guess he was the leader of that gang. Nobody has came out and said, yeah, he used to be our leader and shit. So you know what I'm saying, blah 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 blah. Nobody came out and basically said, yes, that guy, yeah, he was a Crip, and blah 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 blah. I think at the time when him and Sinetta linked up, he was fresh out of jail, I believe. So I think he was I think him and his first baby mom and wife of his many wives, Annette, was living together. And shoot, I forgot how old Polight is. I think Polight's in his late 30s, I believe. And Annette was young. I don't know how old she was, but I know she was a little younger than him. But that's neither here nor there, or that could foreshadow what I will be talking about tonight. So, the legal saga surrounding Brother Polight, a prominent motivational speaker and author of over 90 plus books, some that he written in his own language. I don't know who the hell can understand those books, and why he would publish books in his own language, knowing that no one else would know how to read those books other than himself. But has taken a tumultuous turn, leaving followers in the public bewildered. Initially, Polight had declared on his Instagram account that all charges against him had been dropped, a statement that reverberated widely among his supporters. And I want to show you that because it's fucking disgusting. Like it's wild. This motherfucker actually thought that after him. So here's the backstory of what I'm talking about. So 2 years ago, I was on. I believe I was on maybe YouTube. I think it was YouTube I was on. So I was on YouTube and I'm just scrolling, trying to find a video to watch. I was bored. So I come across. Whose video did I come across? I think it was like a random YouTuber. So I see his thumbnail, I see his title, and he says, Brother Polight arrested for molestation and statutory rape. I said, what? What the hell's going on? So, I read an article. I went to Google immediately. I wanted to see exactly what the hell was going on. So I read the article, and what I read, and I put that on a earlier video, probably like a year or two ago. I think it was last year. I think I did the video. So what I saw, well, what I read was the whole depiction of what happened the night of he got arrested. So, for everybody who's probably hasn't been paying attention to this or hasn't been, or probably doesn't care all that much, Brother Polight, I guess, met a woman while he was, I guess, in Miami. I guess he befriended a woman. I guess either she became one of his wives or was about to become one of his wives. And from there, the story gets a little eerie. The story gets eerie as hell. The story goes like this. Brother Polight was with the young lady and her young daughter at the time, which was 14. And Polight takes the child from the hotel room he was staying in, tells the mother, or as he would say, and I'll let you guys see that video later on, he tells the mother that he's going to take her daughter and tell her how much of a good mother that she is to her child. I don't know why the fuck he would feel the need to do that. I don't know. All right, maybe he was trying to figure out, how to become close to the girl, because I guess he was about to be in a relationship with her mother. So I guess he was trying to do some bonding time, I guess. I don't know. So the story gets a little stranger from there. So from there, the story goes that Polight then travels and tells the mother that he will be taking her to a party in Miami, a club in Miami. So let's stop there. Like, let's just totally stop there.
Bruh.
How the hell would you think that this 14-year-old girl could get into an 21 and over club or bar, 18 and over bar? I don't understand what his thought process was during that time, nor do I understand what he was thinking at that time. But what I do understand is he then goes to the club, sees that it was closed down. This is at like between 10:30 to 12 o'clock at night. He then proceeds to get another hotel room. Way across town in Miami. For what reason, I have no idea. He already had hotel room where himself and I believe the woman that he befriended or was trying to have a relationship with already had one clear across town from where he was at. But he then proceeds to get said hotel room. You get into the hotel room. For some reason, he starts to give the young lady pills and alcohol. The young lady then passes out from a alcohol and drug binge. Lack of a better term, that's how I'll put it. Then from there, he then proceeds to touch her breast, her buttocks, and then she passes out from a drunken stupor, and he starts to sexually violate this young girl. As the Miami Dade County News goes, that video, the video that I'm speaking of, where I got that information from, is actually the video that I showed when I spoke about this the very first time. So, um, so during this act of him assaulting the young lady, he busts her mouth, and when he finishes, he, I guess, grabbed her shirt and a headscarf and cleaned himself off. Cut two, the young lady, I guess, wakes up from her stupor, and she's vomiting and convulsively, sorry, and she's out of it. So he then takes her back to the hotel that he had clear across town to the woman, and the woman is very irate because during the time that they were out, the woman was calling him several times. I have a video of that we will be getting into later on, where you can hear her confession or her testimony while during his was it Wednesday? Yeah, his Wednesday court case or his Tuesday court case. Okay, so the woman uh does the right thing. The mother of the child. He tells her, nah, everything's cool, like nothing happened, blah 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 blah. So she's then asking him, well, why is her lip busted? Why is her clothes looking like this? Blah 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 blah. Like, what did you do to my daughter? He then begs her, hey, I don't want to get in trouble because it'll mess up my career. Such a fucking sociopath. And you'll see in this video up here how much of a sociopath he is. She then tells him, no, you did something to my daughter. I'm calling the police. No, I'm taking my daughter to the police station so she can get a rape kit done, or a rape kit. Sorry, I won't be kicked off YouTube. So the grape kit gets done. From what the article that I read that night last year, I believe I did the video. I believe the results came back inconclusive. So basically, they, I guess, couldn't pin it on them, but they had enough evidence to where the lady and the young lady's story matched up. So then that starts Brother Polight's processing. He gets his mugshot, fingerprints, which he already has, priors. So I don't really think that they needed to give, do his fingerprints, just his mugshot. Um, so cut to, there's some time in between that I'm missing. I'm not sure what I'm missing, but there's some time in between that I'm missing from when he got uh, locked up, or he got his mugshot and stuff taken. He got, I guess, booked. I think from there he started to like he let things cool down. He did his hearing. His hearing. I think I did a video on that as well. His hearing. His hearing basically went where he was denying all charges, and he believed that he was innocent. Okay, so from there, we only have three stories. Well, really two. The mother story and Polite story. The mother never came out and spoke about this. She actually had to basically restart her life all over again because she didn't want any press. She didn't want any, anybody contacting her and asking her about what happened the night of and if the daughter could give an interview or interviews to, I guess, get the story out. So she totally didn't want anything to do with any of that, which I commend her. So, okay, now we're here. We're here in present day. So I believe back in July, well, June, back in June, it came up that his, what case was that? I mean, what trial was that? I believe that was his trial altogether to see if he was guilty or innocent. The whole time he's saying, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, right? And
Bruh.
for him to say that he's innocent to a heinous crime, like nobody lies on somebody about any of that. Like if you get that pinned on you, it's a possibility that you did that shit. Like I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts and that's just how I feel. If somebody pins, um, if somebody pins, uh, sexual assault on you, then how do you think that you can live that down? Like I don't understand that. So I believe he did an interview with a few people. I believe Sonetta was one of them. I don't think I watched that video at all because Sonetta said that he was supposed to interview him on the 9th of July, and then I think he never got around to doing it, or it was either like a members only exclusive video or whatever. I don't even think Sonetta released like clips of the interview. So I can't really tell you I can't really tell you what he said during those interviews, but I believe it was the same song. He was saying that he was innocent, explaining his case, trying to philosophize himself out of having any sort of any sort of uh, involvement with the situation, and now we're here. So the day before his trial, of which I'll be playing this video up here, he does what any gangster would do, anybody who's facing time, that's about to be put away for a while. He basically goes out, has his last bit of fun as a free man before he goes to jail. So this is exactly what was going on and what happened the night before his trial where he was getting sentenced. So this is exactly what was going on. I wonder if I can play this. I wonder if I can play this because it has music in it. So uh, maybe okay, I'll play it, but if it's any music that I recognize, I'm turning it off. All right. All right. So you guys can't hear anything. So, okay, I'll copy this and I'll put it in my other browser. I'll put this in my other browser. Hold on. All right, so there we go. Let me drop this. Go here. And here we go. So, turn this off. And, work with me, people. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so here we go. Let me see if I can restart this. All right, here we go. I don't know if that music's copyrighted or not. That's rather loud. So, he's basically having fun. As you can see, he's having fun. I'll basically narrate what's going on. I watched all this stuff before coming on tonight. So, he's basically, having fun. He got women around him, touching butt. Typical nigga shit, right? So, all right. So he basically saying this is his homeboy, you know what I'm saying? His brother, blah, 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 whatever. Boom. MVP, niggas, doing dumb shit. All right, so that's the end of the video. All right. So, let's, this is, all right, cool. All right. So, from there, I believe it was I believe maybe that same day, if not a week before, he posted two videos on. Well, he posted two videos. I believe this is after he got convicted, right? Like they miraculously came up. I guess while he was in prison, I guess he like scheduled them to come out or whatever, like after the trial, so he can. So him thinking that he beat the case and he was explaining everything away. So this is what he was explaining away. Let me bring it back up. This is what he was explaining away. I'm gonna play this video right here. This is what he said.
Is in abundance. The mother and the daughter and the prosecution dropped every single sexual charge. I'm saying it again. The mother, the daughter, my accusers, in addition to the state, the prosecution, all agreed they need to drop all of the sexual charges. So yeah, it's a victory, but it's bittersweet. It's a victory because I was facing life. No parole, no probation. Now you may say, how could this be possible if a minor was so-called molested and it was DNA evidence? And people say DNA don't lie. And I always said, people do. Well, let's do this. The serologist, the expert that so-called found six semen stains amongst a headscarf and a t-shirt. Never mind the fact the whole rape kit said negative, negative, negative. They checked this girl for 5 different types of DNA, finger DNA, all types of different DNA. Checked her vagina, checked her mouth, checked her saliva, checked her excrement, checked her feces, checked her urine. Everything came up negative. You would think because of all the violent acts I was accused of, how I came inside of her, how I came on her face, how I bust her mouth open from penetrating her so physically, that there would be some kind of trace of something.
All right, let's stop there real fast. This fool really thinks and believes that we believe a word that's coming out this motherfucker's mouth. This motherfucker has to be out his motherfucking mind. Now, as in Polight's nature, this is what he does. He always tries to philosophize and tries to think that he's smarter than everybody, and he tries to believe that he can pull the wool over everybody's eyes. And like, what type of fools does he take us as? Now, I got introduced to Polight probably around maybe 2011, if not 2012. That was when he stepped out on the Black Empowerment, Black lecture circuit scene or whatever, by way of Sonetta. A lot of people got their first lecturing starts on Sonetta. I'm not gonna lump this man in with Polight because he's nowhere near a Polight. But Dr. Umar was one of Sonetta's Dr. Umar was one of Sonetta's guests on his YouTube channel. Like, this is where Dr. Umar got his start, kinda, in the Black lecturing circuit, is on Sonetta. By way also of Black and Nobel from Philadelphia, which I believe Black and Nobel is no more as a bookstore, but I believe the owner moved the business to New Jersey. I'm not sure if it's still up and functional still. I'm not sure. But I'll have to check on that later. But a lot of these people will frequent these venues around the country. Sonetta, Black Nobel. It's a place in Baltimore. It's a bookstore in Baltimore. Like this is where the Black conscious lecturing circuit. This is places where they would go speak. Debate, stuff like that. Okay, so with that being said, Brother Polight then, with his explanation in this video, tries to negate the fact that we know that he did all of this. But once again, him thinking that we're stupid and he's smarter than us, he then proceeds again to blame not only the mother but the victim as well, with what he believes as them trying to destroy him. So this is exactly, we're here in this video, him trying to explain away that exact sentiment. Here we go.
Some kind of DNA, but the rape kit came up all negative. So now we're in a conundrum. So how the hell do we got? How does the DNA just skip to a T-shirt and a headscarf? Well, the serologist that did the report that labeled it semen stains. When you got high-powered attorneys such as myself, then what happens is when you spend damn near 200 grand on your defense, you have the right to do depositions. We have our own private investigator. We have our own, guess what, forensics expert. So our forensics expert said this. Our forensics expert said, we want to take a look and see what's going on over there. So when our forensics expert took a look and examined these so-called clothes with semen stains, we had some questions about how did you definitively conclude that that was semen in the first damn place?
I don't know, because maybe your DNA showed up. I don't know, maybe because when they found out that it was your DNA, they then linked it to you. Like, come on, yo. Like, this dude literally, like, and I mean literally, thinks that we stupid. Like, I don't even think that he realized when he was making this here video. I don't think he realized that we all knew he was going to jail. Because who puts that jacket on somebody? A child molester, right? A child rapist. Who puts that jacket on somebody? Like, you gotta be one of the most stupidest motherfuckers in the goddamn world to think that we would then proceed to believe you by you stating that nah, I ain't do it because my forensics person said, how do they think that that's your semen stain? Nigga, the mother, what's the word I'm trying to use? The mother corroborated, I think I said that right. I guess I said that right. Corroborated the same story on her side that her daughter told to the police. So the mother, well, hold on. The daughter says, I guess this is just me just spitballing. The daughter tells the police officers who did her frappe kit, when she gave her statement, she told them, I was raped by none other than Michael Nowak, aka Brother Polight, or Polight now. He goes by Polight. So he's saying he got all these high-powered attorneys because, I spent $200,000 on my attorneys by scamming. Yeah, it was word in the Black conscious community, and I was here for all of it to understand what was going on. So it was some rumblings in the Black conscious community that Brother Polight be making off of motherfuckers' money when they do lectures with him. He be getting off on not giving people rightfully what they're owed. So back in 2017, he was called out by two people, the Red and Blue Pill. They basically held a press conference. I believe it was on Sonetta TV. They held a press conference with Sonetta where they basically went over all the claims that was against him of scamming. Oh, y'all think that y'all just finding out about this dude and then y'all finding out that he's scamming? Nah, this shit has been going on for a while now. If y'all are just getting on to Brother Polight, just know, like I said earlier, I first got introduced to Brother Polight back in 2011, if not 2012. That's when I found out about Brother Polight. It was from 2000 and matter of fact, it was a point in time that Sonetta was on, I believe it was his second channel, where he basically was saying, hey, yo, Brother Polight stole my laptop. Brother Polight has my laptop and he's, I guess, trying to steal videos or whatever, right? So Sonetta gets the laptop back. Him and someone else, mutual friend of him and Polight, they, call him up like, yo, I'm saying Sonetta wants to know if he can get his laptop back. Laptop then was able to get back to Sonetta. So from there, Polight was known for stating that, hey, yo, I can get you a $1 million house for cheap. What? That's what he would say. I can get you a $1 million house for cheap.
Bruh.
All you gotta do is fill this paperwork out, and you can get the house close to nothing. That's when I started scratching my head. I'm like, hold the hell up. This shit gotta go through escrow. Like, this shit gotta, you gotta sit on it for a while. You gotta make sure that your deposit goes through and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? The ink got dry on the paperwork to get the house. Like, it's a long process when buying a house. So how's it that he was able to skip the line? Like, nobody was able to answer that question, nor could he answer that question of how he could skip the line of getting these $1 million mansions or houses for cheap. So from there, he started getting exposed by people. So come time 2017, motherfuckers had enough of it, and motherfuckers was calling his ass out. This nigga ran. So I believe it was around maybe 2017 to 2018 when he moved from New York to Hollywood. And then you started seeing him in pictures with Kylie Jenner. Who else? Kylie Jenner. Just a whole bunch of Hollywood motherfuckers. You started seeing them in pictures with. And then, the conscious community was like, oh, well, this nigga done switched up. So from there, this nigga kept fucking scamming. He had some money scam when he was in Hollywood. The motherfucker almost got hemmed up in Hollywood to where he got his ass whooped by LAPD. Now, I'm not saying that that's a great thing that happened to him, because I don't think any person should go through police brutality. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Some people was looking at it as karma. Well, this is karma for him scamming everybody and what have you. I believe he scammed me. I believe I was trying to order a product from him, and I believe I ordered it and never got it. So that's money lost. I think it was only like $70, but at the time I needed that $70. So I forgot what the fuck he was selling at the time. But anyway, um, so we then get here to, you know, oh, let's bring this up real fast before I get back to this. So, okay, Polight is known for having various women around him at all times. Like I said, when I got introduced to him, the only woman that he had around him was his baby mom's Aminette. Aminette is his first wife. Some people will call Aminette his bottom bitch. Of his harem that he has. I don't know how many wives he's had since then, but I've known him to have three women. I don't know the other two women's names, but it was a point in time when all this scamming shit was going on. This this black woman, I believe she lived in Los Angeles. She made like a various videos. I believe she was on Instagram Live or something like that, where she basically was going down the amount of money that he would ask her for, right? Like basically, yeah, I can. Oh, it was an investment scheme he had when he was in LA. So he had an investment scheme. So this woman was one of the victims of that investment scheme. So I believe this woman gave him all of maybe like up to maybe $10,000, and I guess he was supposed to take that money and flip it, but what he wound up doing is just taking it for himself and spending it. So to the fact that the woman was calling him and telling him, "Yo, where's what was that scheme he was doing?" Because I believe he was like telling people that he could bring them on as like a partner in something or whatever. And he so the girl, you know, said, I called him. He doesn't give a fuck that I gotta. The girl looked like she had just had a baby. Like this baby looked like he was like weeks old. So the girl started calling him like, "Yo, like, what's up? Like, what's up with the money? You know, what happened? Like, is everything good?" It was to a point where he stopped answering his phone when he would receive her calls, to the point to where he blocked her. So the, the woman took action. She sued him. So after all of that, I don't even know what came of that, to be honest. Like, it's been so long ago. So then we get here. We're here now to this case. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep filling y'all in on certain tidbits of what y'all didn't know. Most of this stuff ain't even being brought up. Like, people are strictly sticking to the point of him being sentenced to 7 to 10 years in jail, and I'll get there as well too. They're basically just sticking to that, but I'm going to be periodically during this time of me talking about this, filling y'all in of who Polight is, to show you guys exactly why everyone sees him in the black conscious community as such a shyster. All right, so now we're here with the whole debacle of him being sentenced to 7 to 10 years in prison, and him trying to explain away uh, his his guilt in all of this. Now, this is one thing that I will say. A lot of people have been saying this, but I don't even feel as though that they really mean the shit that they say. So a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, when I first gotten when I first saw Polight, he was a fast talker, and you know what I mean. I ain't like him. You know what I mean. He seemed like he was a scammer. My nigga, this has been Polight since day one. Like the day that I saw him on that Sonetta video, because before YouTube became this big conglomerate, after the whole what was it, apocalypse, before apocalypse, before Gamergate, before all this stuff of how YouTube is today, when basically YouTube was Wild Wild West, and you could basically look up any damn thing when it comes to conspiracy theory, uh, uh, possibly a snuff video, determining, how brutal it was. You can see a snuff video. Like, this is when YouTube was the Wild Wild West. This is when internet was the best time, to be honest. So, from there, when I saw him, he was still the fast talker, you know what I mean? And I was like, I don't really like this guy. Like, this guy, he rubs me the wrong way. And I feel that way with a lot of these conscious dudes. Like, not all of them, but some of them. Like, I like with certain cats, I would look at these dudes like, I don't really trust this dude, yo. Like, this dude, there's something about this dude, right? So, okay, now we're here, right? So he tries to explain away, what, like, how was it me? Like, how was it my semen that ended up on her shirt and her scarf? Like, my forensic dude said this, and he's not guilty, and my legal team saying this, and it's like, what type of fool you take us as? But like honestly, what type of fool do you take us as? So now we're here, right? This is him still, and I don't even know how long he has in this video, still trying to explain away his guilt.
So guess what happens after that? A deposition is when we interview anybody that's part of the situation,
Which
whether
didn't
it be
happen.
the mother, the daughter, the people who took the 911 call, whoever. The prosecutor gets to sit in while we interview them, while there's a court-appointed stenographer that types up everything, and the prosecutor can hear everything as it goes, so they can make a determining factor if they got a case or not. Point in case, we couldn't interview the serologist, Stephanie Thompson, because she mysteriously disappears when we want to question her about how she came up with those results. I'll say it again. The person who said that there was semen stains.
I hope he knows that even if it's a deposition, you still get subpoenaed. You have a time and date of being somewhere, of the court of Dade County or whatever, Miami or whatever, on this day at this time. Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, a deposition is still a legal process. You don't think that somebody will get subpoenaed for a deposition? Let's look at Bill Cosby's deposition. You don't think he was ordered by the court? Or, I'm sorry. Well, yeah. You don't think he was ordered by the court? Because you gotta remember, when Bill Cosby was going through his legal trouble, which he's, in a way, he still is, when he did the deposition, right back in, what was it, 2007? When he did the deposition, right, The prosecutor at the time said to him that you're doing this deposition. None of this will be used against you in a court of law at all, right? You'll give your take of what happened. We're going to ask you some questions. You give us an answer of what happened, right? He then gave a full description of what happened and why he did what he did. End of story. And then years down the line, when a new I'm sorry, it wasn't a prosecutor, it was the city of Philadelphia's or the whatever county Philadelphia's in, uh district attorney. So the district attorney's office get did Bill Cosby's deposition. So when a new DA came into the fray, he ran on, I will I will lock Bill Cosby up. That's what he ran on. That one of the things that he ran on, right? I'll put this monster behind bars, right? So we then see back in, I think it was 2007, if not 2018, when Bill Cosby's going through his trial in Philadelphia or whatever. And you see in the woman with her shirt off saying "believe all women" and all that, and you got Gloria Allred doing interviews and shit like that. Now he said, Polight said just a few minutes ago that the whatever he called the person, I guess it was the forensic scientist of the Miami-Dade County, the forensic scientist, whatever, right? So he said she couldn't be found. What do you mean she couldn't be found? She works for the city. You don't think that they could see where she was? Either she was at work, serve her subpoena at work, or serve her subpoena at her house. Like, what are you talking about, dude? She wasn't able to be found. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Like, who does he think we are? Like, for real, who does he think we are? Okay, cut to, right? He then says, we are going to sit down and ask these persons some questions of what they believe what happened. Well, they don't really need to go through a deposition because the police officer who wrote the statement down that the victim gave, why would they go through the process of a deposition? What she said would happen is in a statement that your lawyer and the city DA, the prosecution office could get could file for through the courthouse and get the exact statement of what the young lady said of what happened. So, since that's an option, why would your legal team need her to come in to do a deposition? Now, I understand it's to intimidate and make sure that her story stays the same, but then the mother, you saying that the mother didn't want her daughter to go through this. You'll hear him say the very exact thing. Let's listen.
On the headscarf and the shirt, despite the fact the rape kit tested for 5 different DNAs. Considering the egregious acts that I was accused of, the rape kit came up all negative, which science would suggest I did absolutely none of the things.
Came up inconclusive. It didn't come up negative. Let's keep going.
Things that I was accused of. Science would suggest I did absolutely none of the things that I was accused of.
Inconclusive basically means that we cannot confirm nor deny that this semen belongs to Michael Nowak. So that's not saying that he didn't do this. We can't confirm if he did this or not. But since we have a DNA sample, all we gotta do is run the DNA sample to see if this is him or not. But the reason why it came up inconclusive is because when they swabbed the young lady's mouth, of course, her DNA wouldn't. I mean, his DNA possibly couldn't be there because it's a mouth. She probably could have drank some. Well, they probably advised her not to drink anything or not to spit or anything, right? So they swabbed her mouth. They, swabbed her personal areas or whatever, and they took the headscarf and they took the shirt, which I believe he tried to clean up her vomit with, because she was out of it. She was drunk. Just think of you at 14 and then being drunk off of alcohol. Your body can't take it. So what happens? Well, you throw the fuck up everywhere. What happened to me when I was 19 when I wasn't a drinker? Well, one night when me and my homies was chilling out at one homie's house, we was drinking. I had a 5th of Hennessy and we was playing some drinking game, and I thought I was big man, and that half of a 5th of Hennessy I downed within seconds. Within minutes, I was fucked up to the point to where I needed to get some air. Well, that's a bad idea when you're drunk, to get some fresh air, because that's when shit hits you hard. Okay, so what happened to me? I threw the fuck up everywhere. So since she was unconscious, well, her body reacted to the alcohol in her system. So she threw up while sleeping or while she was out or out of it. Perfect. To where he's panicked. Oh, well, let me take your headscarf. Let me take your shirt. Let me clean this stuff up. To the point to where when he got back to the other hotel room, so when the worried mother's like, where the hell have you been with my daughter? Where did you take my daughter? I don't know you like that to be having my daughter out here. What do you mean you try to take her to a bar or a club or whatever? What do you mean you try to take her to a party? She's not old enough. I'm taking her to the police station so she can get a great kid. So now he's pleading for his life. No, please don't do this to me. It's gonna ruin my career. Please, dude, shut the fuck up. Now, let's continue with his bullshit ass explanation that he's trying to give us.
Okay? All right? That's what science would suggest. Science would suggest that. But here's this woman talking about this DNA evidence, and then now when we call her so we can interview her, get a deposition, and have it on record with my attorneys questioning them based on the findings of our forensic expert, she's nowhere to be found. So you know what we could do now? We could file a motion to dismiss the DNA for the case. That's what we could do. Because if we go to trial, we won't be able to cross-examine her because suddenly she disappears. She works with some private company and no one could find her. Hmm?
I call Cat. I call Cat. Like, this is ridiculous.
Now, all the while, the state been giving me opportunities to plead 20 years sexual offender, plead 15 years sexual offender. And I'm like, I wouldn't care if you gave me 1 day in prison. So long as you got that label registered sex offender on there, I'm going to trial.
All right. I'm pretty sure later on in the article it further explains this. But with his 7 to 10 year sentence, uh this motherfucker gets he doesn't get the jacket of a sexual predator. He doesn't have to register anywhere. But he does have to have supervised visits when he has his kids around. He has to have supervised visits with them. But here's here's what I find as odd. So it was a guy that lives in my county. He lives in a town that's like the last town in my county, right? So he was abusing his son sexually and physically. So when it got found out, I think the mother found out about this that she called him in the act of doing of molesting him. He gets locked up, and they give this motherfucker like 6 months past maybe. They gave this motherfucker 7 years in jail. I believe. When did that happen? I think I was still living. No, I wasn't. I was living. I was living here. No, I wasn't. I was living in PA at the time. So that was more than 7 years ago. So he's out now. But does child molestation carry a federal charge? Is child if a minor 14 years of age or older sexually abuse a child under 14, a juvenile offender can face felony charges. Provide that age juvenile. I don't care about juvenile delinquents. Hold on. Well, hold on. Since this happened in Florida, so if the victim's age is less than 12 years of age, and the offender's age is 18 age or older, the crime is a life felony, which he only got 7 years, 7 to 10 years, which is punishable by a minimum prison sentence of 25 years in prison plus probation or community control for the remainder of the person's natural life, and maximum sentence of life in prison. So, since this happened in Miami, which Miami is in Florida, the minimum prison sentence for this is, the child wasn't 12 years old. She was 14 at the time. So he got 7 to 10 years, which is egregious in my eyes. But it is a felony, so that does answer my question. So this motherfucker skated a felony. Well, not really. He's still going to jail, so he didn't skate the felony, but he did skate the sex offender that he would have to register everywhere that he goes, and he also now can only have when he gets out of jail, supervised visits with his children or any other child that comes around, which is going to be very hard for him to go about life with the shit that he does. So, where was I in talking about this? So, this fool is talking about how he wants to go to trial. So, him saying, nah, I ain't going to take the plea deal. I'm going to fight the case outright. Well, I'm going to show y'all later what happened. Anyway, let's continue with this video. I have a whole other video for us to watch. I have the rest of this article in the second part of this article to talk about, and then we'll get into those other two videos that I have to play. So, all right, here we go.
So long as you got that label there, registered sex offender, I'm going to trial because I can never make a plea to something like that.
You know what's funny? And I brought this up in other videos. Y'all know at a point in time in, I think it was 2019, his Polight's daughter ran away from home. And no one knows why, but she ran away from home. Why would your child run away from home? Right? Oh, let's see. There's no news on this. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, there's nothing on this of why his daughter ran away from home. But there is, okay, 2019. Let's see. So he puts on his Twitter account, a man asked my daughter to get in his car, then he came out the car. When she ignored him, her phone died. Very convenient. When she attempted to text me and she ran off into hiding. She'd been running and hiding this whole time. She, and I don't know what that is, it's a link to Instagram. Alright, that's no longer available. Okay, like I said, there's no definitive answer of why his daughter ran away from home. Because people were saying that she ran away. His explanation was that a guy was trying to kidnap her. Um, so since we all don't know why that is, um, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I can't find nothing on it. All right, all right. So we'll continue the video from here. Then, all right. Can't find anything.
So guess what happens? The state says if we ever want to do interviews, depositions, if we ever want to get a deposition from the mother and a deposition from the daughter, all bets are off. They'll never do an agreement with me. They said they'll never do an agreement. Never do an agreement. Work out an agreement or a plea. I said, I don't give a. My attorneys will tell you straight up, because when you see my attorney video, he's going to tell you straight up. From day one, I said, I'm never doing an agreement to any sexual charges. Interview the mother and the daughter. So they are the last of our depositions. We got the police body cams. We realized that the police report contradicts the affidavit that they did. The affidavit contradicts the interviews that they did on the body cam. So we got 3 contradictions. The story that the mother and daughter tells on the body cam, the stories that they told in the police report, and the stories that they tell on the affidavits. None of them work out. And I'm going to speak about that. But ultimately, we want to interview them. So when we interview them and do our depositions, have the prosecutor sit there, we already know where they're lying. We already know their lies. We looked at each of the 3 different types of lies they said for that night. So guess what's going to happen when we get to interview them? We're just going to ask them questions so they can contradict themselves. So when we go to court, we can ask them which story is true and why did you lie? So the prosecutor hits us again. Well, you know he's going to be facing life. We're in the week now where we got to interview the mother and daughter to get the deposition. So guess what happens 2 days before the mother and daughter are supposed to fly into town for us to get the depositions? They call. After a week ago threatening me, 2 days.
You see how he's pacing around the hotel room? You see how he's doing that? Nigga looks a little nervous to me. Now, he's not showing it in the video, but with his body language, him pacing and walking around the hotel room, like, if you're innocent, why are you so irate? Like, that's my question. If you're so innocent, why are you so irate? There will be no reason why you're acting like this, sir. Like, entirely no reason. Like, you're irate to the point to where it's showing that you look guilty. But we all know that he is, so let's keep going.
Before the mother and daughter supposed to fly out, they say, hey, we dropped all the sexual charges.
How long is this video?
Huh? They say we're dropping all the sexual charges. And let me add something to this. Y'all heard this crazy story that I called a grown woman and asked if I could take her 14-year-old girl to a party. And y'all believe that bullshit. But guess what my text messages say? My text messages say, she asked me. Oh, hold on, let's reverse. Do you know that we broke up that same day? And later that, within a day, within 24 hours, she filed a criminal complaint. Let's add some more color to it. Do you know that the same day that I broke up with her, in my text messages is proven, she said she was going to destroy my life. She was going to fuck my whole shit up. So we have motive. Do you know that I wasn't the one that asked to take her daughter to a party after 2 a.m. in the morning? Do you know my text messages say? She contacted me and asked me to take her daughter out to a party after 2 a.m. in the morning, and I vehemently declined. I said, what the hell do I look like as a grown man taking a 14-year-old that obviously looks like a minor to a party? Y'all don't know that, though. All of this is in my text messages. Y'all don't know that, though.
So, Polight, what you should have did in that video is run the tapes. Same. But
So you say, well, then Polight, then you should be clean. I should be, but unfortunately, the mother turned her daughter in. The daughter got high and intoxicated, and because I'm not the
Where she get it from though? Y'all remember, y'all? The daughter and the mother was in Miami with him. It's not like the woman lived in Florida. They all were together. So if y'all came to Miami together, bought a hotel room, possibly two, because probably had one that connected, or you had a suite because you scan money from people, so you have thousands of dollars to do whatever. You paid $200,000 for your high-powered attorney, so obviously you would have the money for a penthouse suite in any hotel in Miami. So why is it that you got another hotel room clear across town? Something's not adding up right now. So, if that's not adding up, you won't run the tapes. And since you're not running the tapes, from the text messages of which you said, it will state that she said that she wanted to fuck your life up because y'all just broke up, and I guess she was feeling some type of way about y'all's breakup. Somehow or another, if you said that that's what she said, and you're adamant about what happened, then I would say that if you're not lying, then you would have no reason not to show us the motherfucking text messages. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
one that turned them in. Now we dealing with child abuse and delinquency of a minor. If they could, so I'm like, let's fight it. So my attorney's like, I just want you to understand that this child abuse in Florida, aggravated child abuse, from the child being intoxicated, they can give you 30 years in prison. I'm like, man, take the goddamn agreement. If, under what circumstances, if they can convince a jury that whether you gave her alcohol or you was aware that she was high at any point in time and you didn't turn her in, but since the mother did, you could be subject to 30 years. So I said, let's make a goddamn agreement, man.
I hope y'all know that would look weird if he took her to a hospital and she was intoxicated off of anything. You know what would happen if he would have done that? Number one, they would separate him from her. Number two, the nurses in the emergency room or emergency department or whatever would call the police, or if there's a cop on hand at the emergency room, they would call him and pull him aside to talk to him, give him the information of what's going on, and then the cop would then come to you, Mr. Nowak, and ask you various questions of how she got that way. Why is she in a state of intoxication, and where did she get the goddamn alcohol and or marijuana or pills from?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Like, come on, Polight. Come on, man. I would say you're smarter than this, but it doesn't show. All I'm saying is that, come on, bruh. Come on.
Bruh.
You know better. You know better. Jesus Christ.
And let's work this thing out. So still got to sit down somehow, some way, but it is what it is. Blessings in abundance is bittersweet. Oh my goodness. And more information is going to come out, and this shit is far from over for all the lies that was told on me. Peace.
All right.
Blessings.
So that's the first video. So I don't know if this is the same video or not. Let's play it. Let's see.
Destroy my life. Day and later that, within a day, within 24 hours.
Okay. We went over that already, so I don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're done with that part of it. Let me get at it here. All right, so that's the next one. Let's go here. Okay, so let's get back into this this article. So, however, developments tell a starkly different story. Contrary to his assertions, media outlets have reported that Brother Polight opted for a guilty plea in a deeply troubling case involving the alleged molestation of his girlfriend's daughter. This shocking revelation culminated in the sobering 7-year prison sentence, a 10-year probation period, and a substantial $25,000. Hold on.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
All right. So, $25,000 retribution order. This abrupt twist in the narrative has triggered what's that? A maelstrom of emotions. I guess that was supposed to be hellstorm anyway. Dividing his fan base and the public grappling with the implications. Some express their outrage and disillusionment, feeling betrayed by the figure they once admired, while others perceive the sentencing as a long-awaited form of justice. The uncertain future of Brother Polight, or Michael Nowak, once a charismatic influencer in motivational and self-improvement, now hanging in the balance. The legal order has cast a shadow over his legacy, impacting his reputation and the lives of those who once looked up to him for guidance and inspiration. But it gets better. Brother Polight, charged with sexual battery. So Michael Nowak Jr., widely recognized as Brother Polight, is at the center of deeply troubling legal matters. The 37-year-old motivational speaker and author surrendered to authorities, facing allegations of sexual battery involving a 14-year-old girl in a February incident in a hotel room. According to police report, Nowak had a romantic connection with the girl's mother and had asked permission to take the teenager to an after party, at a Miami club. Okay, let's stop there. Polight said that he didn't do that. So why is the reports stating that you did that?
Bruh.
Why is the report stating that you did that? The mother had no clue where her daughter was. The reports state that you did it. And your plea is that, you took the plea deal so you wouldn't get life in prison. You know what happens when people take plea agreements? It's when your lawyer or public pretender looks at the case and basically sees that there is no way of winning this case. So then they have to talk to the you got to talk to the DA and come up with a deal. Like, okay, I exhausted all of my resources on this. I don't see an out in this at all. What do you recommend? Well, if he fights the case, he'll get 30 years to life, with a possibility of parole. But then he'll have to have 10 years of probation just in case he slips up again. That we know that he'll slip up again, and he'll have to have supervised visits. We won't put the whole we won't put the whole um, sex offender jacket on him, child molester jacket on him. But he will have to have supervised visits when he is with his kids once he gets out. So a lawyer will look at that and be like, okay, I have no other option but to tell my client that this is the only thing that we can do. Either take the plea agreement, which holds 7 to 10 years in jail, or 7 years in jail, or 10 years of probation, or you go away for 30 years. He wouldn't get out until he was, I believe his birthday's in September, so he wouldn't be out until he was 68 years old. Well, it looked like getting a pickle, pause. And if you're innocent, sir, why'd you take the plea agreement? You would have just had your lawyer fight the case, which is an unwinnable case. But your option was that you was going to fight the case. So why didn't you? You know why, everyone? Why he didn't fight the case? Because that nigga's guilty. Oh, hell no! Well, let's continue this article. All right. When this is crazy. When the club turned out to be closed, he took the girl to his hotel. Disturbingly, the report detailed that Nowak provided the minor with alcohol and engaged in inappropriate behavior, including groping her breasts, inner thighs, and buttocks. Oh, that's a butt or an ass for everybody who don't know what that is. I'm just copying what Polight did. All right, when he didn't think we didn't know what excrement meant. Fuck out of here. Anyway, the allegations further state that he attempted to coerce the teen into performing oral sex. The situation escalated when the young girl reportedly lost consciousness. You know why she lost consciousness? Polight, because as you're coercing her into doing unruly things to you, she got so drunk that she passed out, and then that's when you took advantage of her. All right. Only to awaken with Nowak attempting to induce vomiting. Oh, this is part of the story of me getting drunk when I was 19 that I didn't say when I vomit was throwing up. I stuck my finger in my mouth so I could throw up. because I wanted to get all that shit up out of me, which I did, which was a good thing. You know? I still was fucked up, but I got all that alcohol out of me. So she's unconscious, right? After he did unspeakable things to her, she's waking up to him sticking his finger down her throat. So, a body's gonna, if you stick your finger, if someone else sticks their finger down your throat, you will either gag or you will throw up. So, her condition was exacerbated by severe swelling of her mouth and lips. Well, what was that from? Probably him trying to do unspeakable things to her. And, he probably was doing crazy unspeakable things to her that caused bruising of her or swelling of her mouth and lips. All right, so let's keep going. Suggesting a distressing turn of events. In a startling revelation, the report also claimed that Nowak urged the girl's mother not to involve law enforcement. Oh, well, why would you want that? Why would you want that, Polight? If you say you was as innocent as you was, so why was it that when the mother confronted you, you told her, don't involve the police. I don't want to get the police involved. Because this next line then says, asserting that it would have detrimental consequences for his career. He was pleading with her because of that. Please, don't get the man involved, because I got a career that I gotta think about, but no one cares. Just shut up. All right? Now, why would you then advise the mother not to involve police officers? Like, this is sad as hell. You think that you had the upper hand in this whole situation to the point to where you basically fucked yourself over. Like, why would a mother, after seeing her child look one way after leaving with you, then to when she comes back, she's in a different state? Why would she not go to the police? Like, that makes no sense. Yo, don't go to the police. My career is all I got. Don't tell the police. What the fuck you wanted to do? Anyway. Alright. So while these are grave allegations, Nowak's defense attorney, David Taurus, maintains his client's innocence. Taurus assessed that once the evidence is presented, Nowak will be forgiven, categorically declaring him not guilty. Well, he's his lawyer. He has to say that. Anyway, the case unfolds amidst a backdrop of complex motives and hidden factors, and it remains to be seen how it will ultimately be resolved. Well, this is exactly how it gets resolved. Is like this.
All right. Okay, can you tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael, Michael Eugene Note Jr., August 10th, 1983.
All right, thank you. You were originally charged under case number F21-14438 with the following charges: lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. And then count 6 is interference with custody, a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant to initial each page because there are not initials on these pages. All right. Let me know when it's done.
You heard what he's pleading guilty to. He can't say no foolishness. So he lied to Sonnet and them. He lied. That's why he don't want y'all to hear it, family. You see the scam? You see the flim-flam? The Brooklyn Magic?
You say 10 years.
10 years reporting probation. Okay. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody, and that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the payment. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931? Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to also advise you, sir, that you are going to be sentenced to 7 years in state prison, to be followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program, that you are also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there is no prohibition on early termination. However, there is a requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Okay. All right, sir. Now, with respect to this plea agreement, I have on each page, next to defendant's initials, MN. Did you, in fact, affix those initials to each page?
I did.
And have you reviewed each and every component of this plea agreement going through page 1 and through page 4?
I have.
Now, it says on page 4, having read the above-mentioned terms of this plea agreement and having been advised by my counsel, David Terrace, I, Michael Noak, freely and voluntarily enter into this plea agreement and agree to abide by all terms and conditions of this plea agreement, and agree that failure to comply with any terms or conditions within this agreement constitutes a violation of probation and subjects me to be sentenced to the statutory maximum penalties provided by law for the crimes for which I am now pleading guilty. And then it has a signature over the name Michael Noak. Is that in fact your signature, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I am now going to place my signature on this plea agreement, in that I am now going to be ratifying.
All right, so I'll play.
PTSD.
All right. So you heard that, he got his plea agreement. He signed off on the paperwork. 7 years in state prison, and then he will get a 10-year probation period, basically. Reported probation. So basically, he would have to report in every month, get piss tested, get drug tested. Excuse me. See if there's any alcohol or drugs in the system, whatever. Okay, so with that whole thing, I believe the mother was able to, for the first time, speak out about this in a court testimony. Now, I have to find this because my job today was to actually find the timestamps. I never got around to doing it. So I'm gonna have to try to find it now so we all can listen to it. So let's see. Hold on.
Are there any witnesses or is there any evidence that you wanted your lawyer to investigate or me to receive before entering into this plea?
No.
All right. The court finds that the defendant understands the nature of the charges against him and the consequences of this plea, that he has been represented by competent and effective assistance of counsel with whom he says he is satisfied. I find the defendant has knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waived his rights. All statutory fines, court costs, and surcharges will be assessed. Counsel, do you waive PSI? Yes, Your Honor, waive PSI. Now, Mr. Noack, you do understand, as I mentioned to you before, that the state, as they had articulated earlier, you may be eligible for early termination as long as certain conditions and assistance of counsel with whom he says he is satisfied.
And she is requesting, pursuant to Marcy's law, that her identity remain anonymous, so for that reason she will not be stating her name, but she will be making a statement regarding this.
Where
Okay, here it is
Say
right here.
victim, and then in parentheses, no act. No, sorry. You see it when it says victim no?
Okay, yes, 1 second.
I have gracefully Michael Nowak. This is the first time I have spoken.
Hold on. Back this up. Let me back this up.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do,
Here it is right here.
is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us an impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Nowak. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you were going to be right back. You were going downstairs. You were going to grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was in Anne. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought you were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system. You thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning, and I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby. You gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her, even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not, she feels uncomfortable around people and will listen And you know, for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Brother and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I've moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now.
Let me stop right there real fast. As you can see in her testimony, right? That she's basically spelling out the exact same thing of what I said earlier. Now, I want to bring this up before we get finished with this. So, Brother Polight, I believe still is, but Brother Polight, he was a part of a organization that was, I believe, started in New York because there's rumblings of this person that that Jay-Z lived above this guy. His real name is Dwight York, but he's formerly known as Malachi Z. York. So, Malachi Z. York basically had what you would call in today's time a cult. But in his reference, it would be a offshoot religious group. So the group was called what was the group called? The Nuwabians. And it's fun. This is funny. A political pundit was also a part of this group by the name of Surprise. Hold on, where's my Mark Lamont Hill? Now, Mark Lamont Hill has talked about this, but the same thing that Brother Polight is going through right now, this very same man went through back in, was it the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, if not the early 2000s or mid 2000s. He got brought up on charges of child rape and molestation. But his victims were dudes, were teenage boys. Light has a likeness for young girls, so the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. But I will say this: it's a good thing we got loving parents out there, because none of this would have happened unless the mother wouldn't have came forward. So kudos to the mother for doing basically a parent's job. You know what I'm saying? It's a thankless job at that. Keep going.
All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How can you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you could do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. And it's so clear now. I will never be able to fully trust another person due to the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial. But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. We'll say this. Although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you. Yes, Mitigation took place, and I allowed it as long as it meant going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept the sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image. But I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, you held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable act that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will always be superior to you, because a successful, honest career is something that you could never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and courageous young woman that she is. So, Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison, and God bless you.
Right. Thank you, man.
All right, that was her testimony. Earth shattered, I would say. Earth shattered. So, Brother Polight is in jail. He's serving his sentence. I would say, I brought this up several times when speaking about stuff like this. Spoke about it with the Atlanta, the white Atlanta couple, the husband and husband couple who was molesting their sons. There is no hiding what you did in prison. Crazy thing is, most of the time, damn, what the fuck does my brother do for a living? The COs, the correctional officers, they usually know because they're always updated of, we got intake today, we're gonna have some inmates coming in today, and then I'm pretty sure they go down, what they're coming in for. He's in for murder, he's in for drug offense, he's in for child molestation, blah 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 blah, right? We don't know if he'll be on general pop, but I hope that he is. He could always ask for protective custody, which, I hope he doesn't. And it's one thing that I do know that my brother told me from him being a correctional officer of when child molesters come into the jail, they're labeled as chomos, short for child molester, and they're not treated in the best way, I would say. He possibly might get them cheeks clapped.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. It's possibility he might get them cheeks clapped. Also, and we may not know him as Brother Polight when he comes out. He might be Sister Politeness. I don't know. But nonetheless, I am glad, and I do say I am glad that justice was served, and I'm glad that we finally, or I won't even say we, because we is, bringing all of us into this, and we had nothing to do with this. I will say that I am grateful that the mother and the child has gotten their just due. And that is Brother Polight going to jail for the amount of years that he's gone, which is only 7. I don't know, in a state penitentiary, if he's able to get not what am I thinking of? What am I thinking of right now? I don't know if they give a day for a day in Florida State Prison. I don't know if they do that little plea where, one day of good behavior, you get, a day free or whatever. I don't know if they do that down there. So hopefully he stays in there within the entire stint of the he's in there for the entire stint of his sentencing. So thank God that justice was served and we're able to basically move on from this or whatever. So I like to say to his wife Almanette, hey baby, if you need anybody, a shoulder to cry on, somebody to speak to, or somebody to clap your cheeks every now and again, I'm your man. Say that. Bruh. All right, that concludes the main topic portion of tonight. I didn't think I would go this long with that, but I did have 2 topics, but I updated everything in the description box. Might have to add some things in, but this next topic in the random topics portion. So the second topic I was going to do, I might just do next week. I may not even do it at all, but anyway. The next topic in the random topics portion, in the random topic overview, is Brickgate. Woman gets slapped with a brick. So I'm pretty sure you guys know about this. Like, it's been all over the internet. It's been plastered all over the internet. And, we all seen when Shorty, hold on. We all seen when Shorty, during the aftermath, what her face looked like after the fact. And I tell you, it is a gruesome sight. Now, what's the story? So the story is that when we learned about this this whole ordeal, the very video that came out was her basically talking about that nobody wanted to help her with. Wait a minute. Is this the second one? Let's see. This one. Okay, I might have to do this a different way. Okay, so that's 1, 2. This is 3, and this is 4. So I'll do 4 first. I'm looking at my bookmarks on Twitter, and I think I put them in my order wrong. So this is what's happening. So this was the initial video that the woman put out when after she got slapped or hit with the brick. So this is what happened. Let me bring it up on the screen. Here we go. And let's...
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, fucking grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my fucking face, and I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something.
Oh, come on, man. All right, where we at?
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Man, fuck all y'all niggas. Man hit me in my face. Man, and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Man, fuck all y'all niggas.
All right, so that was the initial video, right? So from there, we start to learn what the hell happened and her antics beforehand, right? So, what was her antics? Did they take Homeboy's video down? Okay, then. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. I forgot I was supposed to take one out. That was the one I was supposed to take out. So I'll take this out right now. I wasn't supposed to have this in there. All right. Now. Okay, so now I'm cooking with fish grease. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. All right. So since I played that already. Okay, so then we start to find out some background about this girl and what she's all about. So she posts crazy photos like this. I mean, not photos, but videos. Excuse me, like this.
Because men are not Jesus providers Christ. And protectors, not innately, because they only protect what they possess. But we protect everybody, and we provide, baby, okay? So I hope you catch a girl tonight, because I hope I do. And don't forget, before there was feminism, it was lesbians who were living those lives without worried about niggas. Like, they were not worried about niggas.
I believe lesbians and feminism is our tandem. I believe it all happened all at the same time. But anyway, let's keep going.
They were decentering men. So before there was feminism, there were lesbians. Hey, excuse me, tongue.
All right. So from there, we also learn this.
You ever fuck with Brianna ever again? You ever fuck with...
Now, that looks like it was out of context, but come on. Really? She just up and hit somebody. I don't know what the fuck this was for. People are saying that this was her hitting this white guy because of white supremacy of some sort. I guess that's what was going on, I guess, but she had no business up and just hitting this man. All right? Now, where are we? Okay, so from there, after this whole ordeal, she goes to the hospital, right? Goes to the emergency room. Now, this is where I call Cap.
They like don't understand. They like don't understand.
This is where I call Cap. Because, number one, you're blaming men for not coming to your aid. But then there's several videos of people digging this shit up off of her Instagram of her denigrating men, denigrating women, natural women, saying that natural women get all of their shit from transgender women, whatever the fuck that means. Now, with that, she wanted the men that were there to come to her aid. Now, I personally do not condone any sort of domestic violence because of my troubled past in my 20s. I don't condone any sort of hitting from neither male or female. I don't condone neither verbal abuse from neither male or female whatsoever. Although, from the story of what was told by the person that I'm gonna be playing a little bit after this, it seems as though that this happened because of her actions. But let's get her depiction in these next 3 videos of what she feels what was wrong with the situation. Here we go.
They like don't understand. Like, I'm just trying to take my friend out from 5 years ago. Like, literally spending my whole money, not bothering nobody. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? I'm in the parking lot just trying to buy some food. And like, I'm literally like, why is this busting up on me like this? And I'm looking at all these. They literally let this do all of this. They let.
I don't believe they allowed him to do anything. Because honestly, look, outside looking in, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all been to a bar, most of y'all been to a club, most of y'all probably has tried to talk to a young lady either during the club or after the club, right? Or bar. And, you try and give her some rhythm, like, I'm feeling you, and then maybe she's not feeling you, so then it's a weird verbal exchange for no apparent reason, right? Now, I'm depicting that might have happened. I think I said all that wrong, but I think that might have happened. That homie pushed up on her, didn't know that she was a lesbian, try and give her some rhythm. She, from what the guy who was there said, she was being disrespectful. Now, that doesn't negate the fact that he should have picked up a brick and hit her with it. Like, that's insane. A brick is heavy. I believe a brick is all of maybe what, 5 to 8 pounds. So we're talking about a blunt force object. Like, a brick can kill somebody. Let's just be serious about this. A brick can kill someone. If he would have hit her wrong, as you can see in the video, the side of her face right here is all swelled up. That's basically, she has a hematoma, basically. That's what that's called, a hematoma. If he would have hit her and he would have been an inch to 2 inches forward, he would have hit her in her temple. That would have been all she wrote. If he would have hit her and then killed her in the process. That, my friends, is what I call a bitch ass nigga. Hold on, I need some sound. Now, like, none of this had to happen. Like, I don't even understand why it happened. But to her defense, I would say this. Because I understand, people were, I'm pretty sure she was drinking. Homeboy was, probably was drunk or was drinking. So, alcohol induced with, a dude trying to push up on you and you're not feeling him, but he's feeling you. And then, y'all got to go through that bullshit, right? What should have happened was she should have turned around and said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I'm here with my girlfriend tonight. And, she's a girl. She should have just played it off. This is my actual girlfriend. We're together in a romantic relationship. We're not interested, right? But that didn't happen. From what the guy said, we will be getting his statement pretty soon. But come on, yo, like a blunt force object, dude. Like that's crazy.
Like really, like do all of that. I never thought it was gonna happen, yo. Like it's so wild. And he's gonna get away with it. He got in the car. He got away. He's never gonna get caught. He's gonna move on. He's probably at an after party right now having a good time. Do you feel good about yourself doing this to a woman?
I wonder if there was any cameras outside where they were at. Because I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure a police officer got involved because I'm saying she's in the emergency room. When you go to the emergency room and you have an ailment, you have to tell them what's up. So I'm pretty sure when she walked in to the emergency room, I'm pretty sure the desk clerks asked her, well, what's wrong? I just got hit in my face with a brick or whatever. A guy hit me in the face with a brick. That is now a crime. Like, they have to call the police. Police have to come. You have to give a statement, and then they have to do an investigation. So with that, I'm pretty sure she didn't know the dude. I'm pretty sure she, never met the guy a day in her life. So now we're looking at possibly looking for John Doe. So since the cops now have to look for John Doe, this is why I asked the question. I wonder if where they were at had cameras anywhere around. Because if there was, they would have gotten not only what he looked like, but license plates after he left. And car, make, and model in year they would have got. So, they would have pinned them down, to, oh, well, it's this person, let's go and get them. But we don't know. We don't know what came out of this story. We don't know if the guy got caught. We don't know if, justice was served. We don't know. All we know is what happened to her. So let's continue.
For what? Like, all this violence against black women is not okay. Like, what do I do to deserve this? Like, what is my defense against this? They, like, don't understand. Like, What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said,
That shit looks terrible. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, yo. That shit looks terrible. You know what that shit look like? That shit look like this. Now, I'm not making fun of her, but come on, yo. I think we know what this looks like. We seen this episode of Martin. After he got his head boxed by Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Like, it's it's crazy. I'm not laughing at her situation, all right? I don't want to give the wrong idea, but like that shit looks crazy, yo. Like, I personally feel like the dude should be caught, yo. Like, who is this nigga, yo? Like, and like, look, as you can see, like in that one, that first, what was it, the first video I showed, or the second video? Like, I can understand why the guy wanted to talk to her. She's a very shapely young lady. She, you know, homie was drinking, his hormones was raging, and he wanted a piece of that arse. You know what I'm saying? But you know, she vehemently declined. Like, no, I'm not into guys. Sorry, no, thank you. And that's just what it is. But you know, but that's crazy. Like, that shit's gonna take a while, yo. The hill to go down. That shit's gonna take a while. Like, in my early 20s, I worked at this medical manufacturing facility where we made medical devices, basically for outpatient surgery. I worked with this girl. I'm not going to say her name, but I worked with this girl, and she's always like, when she would have issues with her baby's dad because they was on and off or whatever in their relationship, and she would always talk about him. And she would take the work phone, call her friends, and tell the same story to each friend. She'll call each one of her friends. I'm sitting there listening to a 4-hour conversation of the same damn thing, right? So one day, we come into work, we have a meeting, and basically it was a meeting about, you know, you guys, you know, we're thinking about changing some things up. We want to change you guys' hours. You know, we want your input of what you think. Should we do this? Should we do that? Do you guys want to work 4 10-hour days, or do you want to still work 5 8-hour days? So we voted on 4 10-hour days. As this is going on, the young lady was late for work, and she so happened to step in the air shower. So, sidebar, an air shower for the medical manufacturing place where I was at basically is a function of when we step through it, it blows and sucks up all of the debris that is on us, so we can be sterilized and clean for the clean room. All right, so back to the story. She steps in the air shower. Eye closed and puffy, bruises all over her face, jaw all swollen and shit. walks in the damn room as if nothing's going on. And do you think do you think that when we finished the meeting that everybody just went to their own corners, to their own devices? As soon as that as soon as that meeting was done, everybody, even our supervisor, walks up to her and asks her, "Is everything okay? Do we have to call the police?" She goes, "Oh no, I'm fine. I walked into a wall." So me being the ignorant motherfucker I was in my 20s, I said, I walked into a wall before, but my eye ain't never got that damn puffy. So, you know, people was like, "Marcus, stop, don't do that." But I was like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I was ignorant and stupid as fuck in my 20s. So she gets called into our supervisor's office, and they have like a long 2-hour conversation about like, look, you know, if there's any criminal anything going on, we need to know, we need to get this handled and under control before anything goes any forward, because I can't have, basically he was telling her, I can't have you in there in this condition. You need full eyesight to do your job. You just can't do this with one eye. So you got to give us some sort of information of what happened to you. She proceeded to go along with, nothing's wrong. I was hit. I mean, I walked into a wall because I was drunk. And, you know, we sitting there looking at her like, come on, yo. Like, really? A wall? A wall.
Bruh.
Try another lie. So, me being the prior I was, as soon as she got off the phone with all 4 of her friends, I rolled my chair up to her her workstation and was like, "So, what happened to the eye?" So she said, "Don't tell anybody that I'm telling you this." I'm like, "All right, what's up?" She goes, "Me and my baby's daddy got into a fight and he beat my ass." I was like, "Well, I could have told you exactly what happened, because I knew exactly what happened once I saw your face." I said, "What you think? I'm not sitting here listening to you, talking to your friends all day, telling them, yeah, me and my baby dad got into a fight last night. Me and him started arguing over this and blah, blah, blah. You don't think I'm not listening to that shit?" I said, "I have to hear you." Like, I worked in this place. We didn't have any music to listen to. We couldn't listen to music. So we had to either stay quiet and listen to the machines running, or we had to create conversation to make the time go faster. So we talked and made the time go faster. So she then proceeds to say, "So well, I asked. I said, well, you didn't call the police on him?" She said, "No, I didn't, because I don't want him going to jail anymore, because he's always in and out of jail anyway because of child support." I'm like, what the fuck is going on, yo? Like, I said, "Are you literally protecting this dude?" I said, "You love him that damn much where you..." I said, "Do you see your face? Look at your face." She didn't want to hear it, so I basically was like, "All right, fuck it. I don't want nothing to do with this." I was like, I'm sorry that I came and asked you what the issue was. I don't want to know anymore. Don't tell anybody what happened. I didn't even hear what you said. I'm out. I'm not even going to talk to you anymore about this." And I went back to my workstation. Moral to the story is, she's still with the dude to this day. They had 2 more children together, and they lived happily ever after.
Oh, hell no!
Just saying. Anyway, let's get back to this video.
No, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, what are you gonna do? And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's holding a brick and all these is watching and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face and then they're all just watching. And they let that get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women? What have I ever done to? Still, it's been 12 hours. I'm in the hospital. I'm getting discharged.
Okay, I don't know if it got worse or they iced it and it went down. Because now her right eye is puffy now. That's crazy. Look,
I do have a concussion, so I gotta take it slow for a week. Unfortunately, I don't have the kind of job that's gonna give me that kind of grace. So, I still gotta mother, I still gotta teach, I still gotta work. I really just want the best for everybody, and I don't know why people want to kill me. I can't even chew food the next week. I had a vacation that I planned 6 months ago for my birthday. I'm so afraid. Like, why do people want to hurt me so bad? I really love my community, and just to know that, like, people hate me to this level, to this kind of level of violence.
now I don't know if shame set in or she finally realized the impact of her actions. Like, I can't pinpoint it, to be honest. I can't pinpoint it worth a goddamn.
Who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with the...
Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the testimony from one of the guys that was there. So here's his story and his side of what happened.
And it hit me in my...
I was one of the guys who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she's been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention seeker woman. She's trying to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again,
She's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. I remember a while back, she's posting videos going around in public, literally smacking old white people in the face. For what? And now you get hit by a brick. Now you want to cry wolf? And I don't care. You wanted trouble, you got trouble. That's why I'll still buy and watch. So don't. Oh man, that whole situation got me upset.
All right. Well, that was his testimony. He felt as though it wasn't reasonable for himself to get himself involved. Now, I don't congratulate him for that, nor do I condone his actions. But something should have happened. Like, you could have at least pinched the motherfucker. At least. But, like, literally, I'm gonna have to take her side on this. Why'd y'all just stand around and do nothing? Okay, she's a troublemaker. Okay, I get it. All right. Now, does that then allow someone to pick up a blunt force object and hurl it at anybody's face? Because this is what I'm not understanding out of this whole ordeal. Okay, so he said that she was being disrespectful to the guy. The guy, I guess, was a bitch ass nigga, couldn't take it, picked up a brick, smacked the bitch. All right. I don't understand how you got there. I can understand removing yourself. Well, all right, maybe I won't get any food from this food truck. Maybe I'll go to wherever the fuck in Houston. But you hurl a brick at her face, and then all the dudes standing around don't do anything. But the alibi is that she's a troublemaker. Now, look, I understand that sentiment as well. Because, right, she shouldn't be out here putting her hands on people for any reason. And she said she's a teacher. So how does that affect her job? All right, let's put this in the air as well. She was on her phone giving us the play-by-play of everything. When she was on the street after getting hit, which he could have possibly broke her jaw from hitting her with the brick. He could have possibly hit. She said she couldn't chew on that side, which is her right side. So it's a possibility that being hit by that brick could have possibly broke her jaw. So, she has to deal with that. I would chuck her actions afterwards of her, getting on her phone and like giving us the play-by-play, but for going, to go viral and stuff like that, for being abused and stuff like that. I would say, is she trying to seek attention for something, or is she a sociopath? Because honestly, if I was in that much pain and after somebody hit me with a brick and my face swelling up to the point to where I look like Kid Buu from Dragon Ball Z on one side, Like, I don't know, man. This is a hard one. But I will say that all them niggas that was out there, y'all some bitch ass niggas.
Bruh.
The lady involved who, no, is this wrong if I say she got herself hit?
Bruh.
Holy shit.
All right. I won't say that it's her fault for getting hit, but I would say she did play a part in it. I would say that. But what can you do? Ice that motherfucker, and if nothing ain't broke, then go on with your life. Maybe the cops will find the guy. Maybe they won't. Who knows? But what we do know is that she got hit for, I guess, being disrespectful. I guess I don't know. That's the only way I can put it. Well, people, that has been today's show. I didn't think I would go this long. I thought today was going to be at least an hour and a half show, but you know, I had a lot to say with that Polight shit. So let's get into today's show summary. So, talked about the whole Brother Polight trial and his fate. Got 7 years, 10 years probation. So you know he is a ward of the state for the next 17 years, and or the state of Florida, and whatever comes out of that, if we get any information, if he calls anybody, you know, I guess I'll come back and tell y'all more of what's going on with the saga of Brother Polight, I guess. I don't know. And I just recently got done talking about the young lady who was physically assaulted by a guy for, I guess, being embarrassed by her for, I don't know, I don't know, like, she got hit for some reason. That's how I can possibly put it. That she got hit because some guy felt some type of way. I don't know. But that's been today's show, people. Let me get this stuff situated so we can get on out of here. So let's play the theme music, then we can get on out of here, y'all. All right, now, people. If you could please subscribe to this here channel if you are new here. Also, go to my Rumble channel and subscribe to me there as well. If you haven't already downloaded the app, please download that app, because you know Rumble is the place for free speech. So how about you guys call in? We can have some free speech from there. All right. This here podcast comes on every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell icon. Also, you can get all my notifications once I go live or when I post a video. And Marcus Speaks Play is to be determined of what time I will be coming on Saturday. So please stay tuned to that. Like I said earlier, once I have all the information that I have on when I'll be coming live and all that, I'll have all that posted on my channel community tab. So please stay tuned for that. We are a week out from Mortal Kombat 1 release, and I will be playing that. I heard that they have a streaming mode, so we won't see all the blood and gore and stuff like that. So I won't get I'm not even monetized on YouTube, but I won't get a DMC strike on my my channel. Anyway, if you guys ever want to come up here and come talk to me about any of the topics that I present, you guys can by hitting the link or calling the channel number at 302-283-9791. Repeat 302-283-9791. But with that, there's always rules, all right? Rule number 1, must be on camera at all times when you come back here to the backstage. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You must be on camera at all times so I can know who I'm talking to or about to talk to, and, you know, so no weirdos come up here. Also, don't want to come to the, if you don't want to be on camera to the public, you don't have to, all right? You don't have to be. It'll be wild just to use the number, but if you feel as though it's faster, then cool. Hit the link. I'll let you know when I'm about to bring you up so you can turn your camera on, all right? And the last and final rule on that is please mute all background noise. I'm at least trying to run a professional show here, so please do me that one favor, all right? So I can accommodate you, so you can accommodate me, all right? And lastly, please like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and share this with your social medias, your friends, family, and co-workers if you fuck with them. Like I said, that's all I got tonight, y'all, other than the words of wisdom, and that is, please focus on getting to the money, because we all know money makes the world go round. Also, please, drink more water for health purposes, all right? Helps you lose weight, stay hydrated, and, you know, you don't have any health issues. Also, please mind your own business for your own sake, your own mental health. Like, mind your own business. Like the dude should have did before he hit Shorty with the brick. Just mind your own damn business. And if you don't believe a damn thing I said today, hey, do yourself a favor. Do your own research. It helps you out in the long run. I have been Marcus. This has been Marcus Speaks. I thank y'all for watching. And I'll check you guys out next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.